My name is Carol. I'm 77 years old. I love to work with fabric and design, and my goal is that everyone in my family, my children, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren will all have a quilt.
She was my first true love, and several years later, we decided that we were going to get married on Carol's 18th birthday in 1950.
Carol is really a multi-talented person. She hunts, she fishes, if you look around the house, there's these big game heads on the wall. She was part of that. When she got sick, she says, "Oh, Edie, I can't die. I have so much else to do."
I had a lot of different symptoms, like feeling very sick in my stomach, and I had a lot of pain in my to the right in here, a lot of pain. And I'd tell my husband at night, "Bill, I think I'm dying. I'm so sick. I'm so sick."
We went to, I think, 5 different hospitals, 6 or 7 times over a period of a couple of months.
It was an emotional roller coaster. You know, these things always happen to someone else. They don't happen to you. I knew I was very sick, but I didn't know, if this was it or if I was going to live through this.
Typically what we do when people are referred to us for these unknown strictures is we get them to sign up for doing an endoscopic ultrasound and fine needle aspirations, look at the hilum, and at the same time we perform an ERCP and we proceed with doing a cholangioscopy. We did a fine needle aspiration around that stricture and we got some atypical suspicious cells, which made us think about obviously cholangiocarcinoma, but at that time the final pathology was not available. And there was always that hedging that what are we operating on? Is this a benign stricture? Is this really a malignancy? So in spyglass we found a clear irregular appearing stricture with villous appearing structures within the bile duct, which is highly suspicious for tumor. We did multiple spide biopsies and the final pathology came back as a sclerosing adenocarcinoma, mucin secreting, confirming the diagnosis of cholangiocarcinoma.
It was really interesting because for one of the few times we were able to see that there was a diagnosis made. When you take a step back a few years, you realize that there was a time not too long ago that bile duct stenoses or strictures were really a diagnostic dilemma. Having the actual pathology, we get twofold. We get a sense of, is this tumor rapid growing or non-rapid growing? And then we know again that this is a tumor that if left alone, it's clearly going to become inoperable and take her life. Basically a death sentence with this kind of tumor.
When Dr. Cates came in and told us that, she had this thing and her shock, the look on her face, like, what do you mean? It's very hard to hear somebody say that, without telling her she was dying, all the other things around it, you knew that's what he was saying, and you have that shock.
If knowing that there is true malignancy in that location, it allows us or allows me to be aggressive enough to clear the tumor. In this patient's case, I had to go quite central. I think the completion, I had to sew 5 different intrahepatic ducts together to get high enough to get beyond the tumor. And I certainly would not have been that aggressive in someone who I might be suspicious could be a benign stricture at that location. I saw her now 3 months subsequent to that, and she's had a negative CAT scan. She has no symptoms of bile duct obstruction at all, and she's a new person.
I think it has impacted me just like it would anybody that says that's been told they're going to die and then they're going to live. The birds sing prettier songs. The sunshine is brighter. Everything is more beautiful. Food even tastes better. But I have a greater appreciation of everyone and everything that I come in touch with.
And she is a blessing. I'm just so glad that she is where she is today and looks so good. She's a remarkable lady, and she has a lot more to do, a lot more to do in life.